Hi! It's been a while since I have done a baking video, so I thought I would do a Christmassy one. So what I had decided to make is Pret do these like gingerbread cookies with icing and marshmallow top, and they're called like melting Melvins. They look like a melted snowman on a cookie, and a couple of years ago I saved the post on Instagram. They put the recipe up, so I thought I would have a go at making them. I'll try to put a picture somewhere so you can see them. I've got a Christmas jumper on and Christmas socks, and yeah, I thought I'd do a Christmassy baking video. So there's quite a lot of ingredients involved. So you need 350 grams of plain flour. I've got 2 bags. Yeah. 100 grams of butter. 5½ teaspoons of ground ginger. I mean, I'm not sure how much is really in this, but I'll make it work. 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 175 grams caster sugar, then royal icing and food colouring. So it says white, orange and brown. Don't have brown, but you have black, so your next closest thing. And 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, 2. White marshmallows. We've got a pack of pink and white marshmallows, so I'll just pick the white ones out, and if I run out then some of them will be pink as well. And 1 medium egg. We've got large eggs, so I just use the smallest one. And then it says for making your own icing, you can use 200 grams of icing sugar, 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, which I do have. But because I've got the ready mix stuff, I don't know if I'm going to need to make my own or not. I need to work it out when I get to that stage. And then I've also got some jelly pots to use, like these buttons on the top. I think I normally use in Pret some kind of like fruit pastel kind of thing, but actual fruit pastels are like too big, so I won't make jelly tots. Firstly, we need to preheat the oven to 165 degrees Celsius, or gas mask 4 if you use a gas oven. I've got new oven gloves as well. So taking the camera off the tripod because it was being really annoying. So firstly, we've got to mix the flour, butter, ginger and bicarbonate of soda together. So scales here, and we will do the flour first. So here's our 350 grams of flour, and we need 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of butter. Now we need to somehow pry 5½ teaspoons of ginger out of here, but it's a little bit strange. There's not very much left in here. That will do, roughly 5½ teaspoons. We also need a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. And then we're going to mix this all up with the fingers because the butter is quite hard. Here is our breadcrumb-like mixture. There are a couple of lumps in it still, but they should be fine by the time it's finished. So let's move on to the next bit. So then we need to add the sugar, the syrup and the egg. So sugar, we need 175 grams. All in lumps. Yeah, 175 grams of sugar. We'll rake up the lumps a little bit. Then 4 tablespoons of golden syrup. Add an egg. And now we've got to mix it all together. I'm going to use a spoon for a bit. I'm switching to using my hands, I think it's a little bit easier. Combine it all into a dough. So here we have a dough. It's a little bit dry, and the recipe says to roll it out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take a small lump and then kind of form it into a biscuit shape myself. But I think going to add a little tiny bit of water because it is a little bit drier than I think it's meant to be. But like literally the tiniest amount, that's probably too much. But it's quite dry at the moment. Need some moisture. I'd rather it be too sticky than not sticky enough because, like I said, I'm not rolling it out. So I don't need to worry about it sticking to a rolling pin or anything. I just need it to stay together. So yeah, the next part of the recipe is to roll it out and cut it out to a biscuit shape. But I'm just going to take a small amount, roll it into a kind of ball between my hands and then flatten it. Probably a little bit bigger than that, but I think it gives it a more homemade kind of look, and also you don't have to worry. I don't really have enough space to roll it out, so I don't have to worry about that. So 2 baking trays are lining this one in a minute, and it really needs to be 7 to 10 centimeters wide in diameter and about 7 millimeters thick. So I'll try and like guess that much, but it doesn't matter if it's not exact. I'm cheating a little bit now because I've kind of made a shape, and then I'm going to use the cutter to just make it a bit neater. Yeah, but instead of rolling it out completely, I'm just using the cutter to make it a bit neater, and I'm using the back of a spoon to try and flatten them down in each place. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go. I've just made 12, so nice round number, and it fits on 2 baking trays. So next it needs to go in the oven. So it needs to go in the oven for 15 to 25 minutes depending on the oven, so I'll just check them every so often. Okay, so I put the Preheat in the fridge for a bit to cool, and I've been working on icing. So it's probably really gross, but what I did is I mixed a little bit of icing with the orange food colouring and a little bit with the black, and I put them into sandwich bags, which I will then snip the end of to use as a makeshift piping bag. I do have a piping bag somewhere, but I think I've only got one, and I've got 3 different colours here. So these 2 are mainly for the marshmallow, which represents his head, and the rest of his body is like spread out across the cookies. So I have like eyes and a little carrot nose and mouth on marshmallow, and then obviously the rest of his body melted over the cookie. So I'm going to try decorate some with the marshmallows, and then hopefully the cookies will look cold enough for me to do the rest of the icing. So this might go horribly wrong, but we'll see. So I've done the little marshmallows. They aren't perfect, and I am dyspraxic. But this is what they look like. We've got little eyes and a little carrot nose. Some of them are a little better than others, but they're kind of cute. And now I need to see if the actual cookies are cool enough to do the rest of it. And here is the finished article. 12 melted Melvins. Look how cute they are. I mean, messy, but cute. And I'm absolutely covered in icing of all sorts. I already like turning the bag so the right one inside out, because I found it easier to spread it on rather than pipe it on. And I've got a drink here, and yeah, but they're done, and I think they turned out okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time on the channel. Bye.